Hey everyone, I'm back and today we're going to be talking about Jurassic World Dominion, and this movie is directed by Colin Trevorrow, and it is the sixth Jurassic Park movie, and you could also look at it as the third Jurassic World movie, and I was not impressed with this movie. I wasn't super disappointed. Simply because I had low expectations and I wasn't a fan of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And I just had no reason to look forward to this movie. And I was a bit surprised that even though it was 2.5 hours long, I wasn't bored. I never found any moment in it dull. So I'll give the movie a bit of credit for that. And I liked the performances in the movie, or at least from the cast that they brought back. Like Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum. They bring those three back, and you see them in the trailer. I don't really consider this a spoiler. Those three are brought back, and I thought they were the best part of the movie. And whenever they were on screen, I was enjoying the movie just fine. But whenever it focuses on Claire and Chris Pratt in this movie, and what they're doing, it kind of falls down for me because I don't think either of them brought anything to it performance-wise, and I kind of liked the idea that they're being kind of a parents to this one girl from the last movie. Spoilers for Fallen Kingdom, but whatever. But I kind of liked that idea, and she's a teenager at this point, and she wants to go out in the world and see other things, but they can't let that happen because she's like the most valuable thing on planet Earth, as they say in the movie. And I'm not going to say why, because I don't want to spoil anything, but that's pretty much what's going on. They're keeping her in hiding, and they're just in a cabin in the woods. Also, if you haven't seen Fallen Kingdom, at the end of that movie, dinosaurs are on mainland, and they're just coexisting with humans. And sometimes things work out, sometimes things go really terribly. The point is that everyone is kind of adapted, and it takes place 4 years after the previous movie to kind of show that humans have kind of adapted with dinosaurs being around. And there are some ideas that I thought were okay in this movie, and I wasn't super upset with everyone who they brought back, but at the same time, there wasn't really anything I got out of this, and what really let me down were the action scenes. I didn't find any of them exciting, and the way it was shot wasn't anything impressive to me, and it was a lot of close shots, and it wasn't horribly edited together. Like, I couldn't tell what was happening, but I just didn't care because I didn't really like any of the characters, and because of that, I wasn't invested in what was going on, and it made it kind of dull for me. And one thing that really shocked me about this movie were the special effects in this movie. Sometimes they looked convincing, but other times I could tell it was CG, and well, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. It was just noticeable, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel natural that this dinosaur is in this environment with real human beings. And there's some really bad practical effects in this movie towards the end, and without spoiling anything, there was a dinosaur that was moving like the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3, and it was really bad. And I just never believed the movements were that of a dinosaur. It just looked like a machine that goes. It was really distracting, and I didn't like that one bit. And I also didn't like the music in this movie. I thought it was really bland and forgettable, and they do use the Jurassic Park theme, I think, once or twice, but that's it. The rest of the music is really bland and forgettable and does not add anything to the movie. And also, I saw this movie in an IMAX theater, and I'm not sure if this is the case for everyone who saw this movie, but I noticed that the mixing for like the action scenes, it was like ear-piercingly loud, And there's a lot of jump scares in this movie for some reason, because they're trying to make it a bit more of a horror movie by using like bad horror movie tricks, and it just falls flat on its face and it never feels scary. And the only reason I jumped was because of I'm hearing a loud sound, and it's just a quiet, all the sound drowns out, and then bam, loud noise. And I'm just thinking back to the first Jurassic Park movie with the T-Rex breaking out, and there's no music, but it doesn't have any really loud sound effects when it like snaps and like goes. Like, that never happened in the first Jurassic Park movie. But in this movie, they do that quite a bit, and it's really annoying, and I actually had to cover my ears at a couple points because of how loud it was. And the only reason I'm criticizing this movie for that mixing issue is because, as far as every other movie I've seen in an IMAX theater, I didn't watch it in 3D or in IMAX, I was just in an IMAX theater that was designed for that setup, and it was in 2D. But it was just really, really loud. And from what I remember, for every other movie that I saw in IMAX theater, I never had that issue from memory. And the last time that I went in an IMAX theater was Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, and I don't remember that being an issue with that movie, so I just don't know what happened. And in this movie, of course, there's another villain, and he's pretty cartoonish in this film. And I never found him threatening, and I just found him comical, to be honest, as the movie went along. I was just laughing at the movie whenever he was on screen. And that's not a good thing. And while I did get a couple of really good laughs from this movie, laughing at the movie, I did laugh a couple times intentionally. And that was towards the end, but most of it, no. It was just laughing at the movie, and I was trying to hold it in because I didn't want to disturb anyone else who was enjoying the movie. And overall, when it comes to like my ranking of the Jurassic Park movies, I haven't done a video about ranking these movies because there's really no point. Out of all of the Jurassic Park movies that I would watch again, I'll do the first movie, I'll do the second movie, and to some extent, I could watch the fourth movie. And the first one I love, 2 is good. I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me on that one, but I can watch the second one again. Even though I have a lot of issues with it, I can find more positives than negatives with that movie. And Jurassic World, it's okay. I could watch it again because it was fun. Even though it's worse than Lost World, there's some value in rewatching it, I feel. Whereas this movie, I don't really see that. As well as Jurassic Park 3 and Fallen Kingdom. Like, those are the worst ones, and I do think this movie is better than those two. Just because it had a better understanding of what it wanted to achieve, and what this movie really wanted to do was just be kind of fan servicey and keep you as entertained as possible with a lot of action and lots of stuff that you liked from this series as a whole. And this movie does reference the other movies quite a bit, and from that perspective, it is successful, I guess. It's just not a movie that I would have wanted. And as the movie was going along, I was just wanting to eventually like it, but that didn't happen. And originally, I thought it was fine when I walked out of the theater, and I was just processing it. I was like, this wasn't good for sure. And it was like maybe a 5 out of 10 for me, but just thinking about it and a lot of the things that I don't like about it, and just not really adding much to this series as a whole. Like, this movie, it just didn't add anything for me. Like, with all that going into it, I gotta give Jurassic World Dominion a 4 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Jurassic World Dominion, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for St. Vincent from 2014, I believe. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.